Well, look who's back. A 2013 Nissan Murano. So, today I'm going to be replacing all of the ignition coils because they seem to be dropping one by one in this car, because this is the same car that got the new engine. Reused the original ignition coils that have been sitting, not being used for 3 years, and seem to be the original, what are these? Hanshin coils. And it did get brand new spark plugs. So I'll just show you. I'll just show you this one, because I already have it taken out. So essentially in this video I'm going to show you how to take off this intake manifold so you can get to the back coils and spark plugs. But this one did get brand new spark plugs when it was here. The exact correct spark plugs for this engine. Which, what even are these? So these are NGK DILKAR7B11s. I forget what the 4-digit number is for them. Or were they 4711? Don't even listen to me. But that's what you want for these guys. They are going to say high ignite ability, and these are the laser iridium, so I suggest not going to a parts store because you will have a heart attack when they tell you that each one of these spark plugs is between $20 and $25 a piece. I would do not order these off of Amazon. Go to Rock Auto. Rock Auto does not sell fake parts. I've replaced number 6 coil already, and it's not having an issue anymore, but now it started out number 1 had an issue, then number 6 had an issue, and now number 5 has an issue. So we're going to go ahead and replace all 6 coils. It has new spark plugs, like I already said. And on top of that, we were getting a P0300, which is a pretty common thing on these cars, because the mass airflow sensor is in the top of the air filter housing, and then it's got this hose in between. This hose is very expensive, and as you can see down in here, it has quite a few rips in it, and I tried to repair it with this fancy silicone tape. It did not hold. It held on the front here. This is totally fine, but this one in the middle, just because it was right up against here and I couldn't get on the other side of this, it slipped off. So not a good deal. And the reason why these hoses rip is because the motor mounts will fail. Still got to replace this one at some point, but it's not a big deal. But that front motor mount was failed, so this whole motor was able to do one of these dealies, which stretches out that intake hose over there like an accordion and slowly causes it to rip down in between here. So you'll never see it unless you take this off and stretch it apart and look at it, and you'll be wondering why. I did a little smoke test just to verify, yes, that was the issue before I even took anything apart. And that's what was wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the 6 coils, that intake boot, and I think this car will be good to go for a long time until it starts doing other Nissan things. So obviously, first thing you're going to want to do to remove the intake manifold is to remove the upper half of the air filter housing, which is going to have the mass airflow sensor connector, as well as one of these plastic clips down here. And then on the boot itself, it's going to have this little clip just pushed in. You just got to pull it out. And then you're going to have a couple more clips on the throttle body. If you're going to decide to remove the entire intake manifold or not, that's up to you. There should be enough space that you're able to lift it up and kind of move it over here, although the brake fluid reservoir does get in the way. So just bear that in mind. And then you also have 2 coolant hoses that go to the throttle body. You can elect to remove the throttle body itself from the intake manifold, although I would suggest to replace the throttle body gasket if you decide to do it that way. But that would save you coolant and frustration with the plastic clips. Entirely up to you. I am most likely going to remove the throttle body, and I will be replacing that gasket. But other than that, there isn't much to disconnect. First thing you're going to do is remove this hose. Remove your evap hose here, preferably on the back side, just because the whole thing will come off with it and you don't have to mess with this clip. And you're going to have 2, 3 electrical connectors, 4 electrical connectors, and then there's also going to be your brake booster hose on the back, as well as your power steering pressure line brackets on the back of the intake manifold. And then the whole intake manifold should lift up after you remove 2 nuts on either side and these 4 bolts in the center here. Do replace that plenum gasket. Please, it's not that expensive. It's like, what, 15 bucks. Replace it. You're putting in what I assume is going to be a $300 set of ignition coils. Get the $15 plenum gasket. Don't play games with yourself. It's probably 10 years old plus at this point. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this all removed, and I will see you in a moment. There you go, 1 intake manifold removed. Never actually turned this one over to clean it out, but I ended up taking the throttle body off. We're going to put a new gasket there anyways. I had a feeling that this probably wanted a new gasket, but you've got one 13mm here that holds on that power steering pressure line. You got an extra hose here for your PCV, or I guess crankcase vent. That goes on the back side cylinder head. You got your brake booster hose here, and that's pretty much it. And your evap hose here. That's all you get. And then it's already had a new gasket put on the last time, so that's probably perfectly fine. It's still well raised above the edge, so we're good to go there. Just got to give it a little clean. Oh yes, and then the 2 little hoses up here, the 1 hose here, all your electrical connectors, and then the 1 plastic clip there. And then that whole intake manifold comes off, and then you're left with this, which it should be pretty self-explanatory from here to get the ignition coils out, front and back. And then it's just a matter of reassembly and make sure you clean everything, which is what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to make sure I cover it up. Okay, so we got our 6 coils in, and if you're doing spark plugs, or 6 spark plugs. Now it's going to be time to put the intake manifold back on and just install it reverse order with hopefully a new plenum gasket, upper plenum gasket, and new throttle body gasket if you elected to remove the throttle body. Your alternative is to loosen these 2 coolant lines, which is, you know, completely fine. That's what I did the first time because I replaced the engine. But we're not replacing the engine, and I don't want to lose the coolant bleed and potentially have a leak. And it's also a good time, if you do take the throttle body off, to go ahead and clean it. Just give it a quick wipe. You can get some brake clean, whatever you want to use. I shouldn't say whatever you want to use. Carb cleaner, brake clean, something solvents. I'm going to go get some of that on this towel, and we'll have that throttle body looking fresh. So we'll go ahead and put her back in. Be cautious here. Yep, that throttle body is in the way a bit. So there we go. We'll just flip it like that. Get it over there. And then make sure you line it up with your holes. Your throttle body's out of the way. And then just tilt it. Oh. Yep, it likes to do that. There's a hole in the plastic in front of this stud that it likes to get into. Don't let it, because then you'll have a bad time. And that'll be that. Go ahead and put our nuts on now. just so that thing doesn't lift up out of there. And then before you actually start tightening anything, make sure it wiggles. Make sure everything back here isn't pinched, isn't loose. Make sure you don't forget any of your electrical connectors. Make sure your throttle body isn't pinched under there. Now you can go ahead and put all your bolts in, tighten everything down. And all we're waiting on now is our gasket for our throttle body. When that arrives, we'll get that back together. Well, Parts Girl finally showed up.
Sorry, I got lost. I've never been here before to this place of business. Yo, who's funding this?
Look at that freshness. Got that Dorman, which is a nightmare. Go in there something like that. Oh, now the dogs are out and everything. Hi, Dominic. Hey, Dominic. Can you put it in? Can you put it in? Put it in? Put it in? No. And they want to eat all the food, drink all the water, chew up all the toys, but they don't want to work. Fresh spark plugs, fresh coils. I don't know what to tell you, man. A fresh intake boot, new throttle body gasket, plenum gasket. All the fluids, brand new. What do you want me to tell you? And I got my bolts up there for the parts here. Alright. So everything's connected, nice. The hoses, the connectors. Yep. It's running again. No misfires, which is good. Yeah, I know. Door open. Very good. Is there an OK button here? I don't even know. Exit. Okay. Let's go past. So 4 and 5 had some. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go to real time. All zeros. We'll leave that running. I'm gonna get the engine cover back on and all that while I let that run, and then we'll go and take it for a ride. Just want to make sure it's started, idles, no problem. How's this thing feel? Just feels like a V6. Jeff's not a fan of the VQ situation. He's not in the VQ nation, you know? It's fine. This car has legitimately been sitting idling in the garage for the past half an hour. And I've gotten 0000 on all of the misfire counters. So I'm just gonna go take it around the outside of the neighborhood on the road, see what happens. Alright, so I'm going to call that a success. Let's check the misfire monitor real quick. It's been going the whole time. Absolutely zero misfires. Still can't find cylinder 7 and 8. Oh, there it goes, disconnected. But I think we're good to go. I'm going to leave the key there. We're going to leave this very unlocked. And I'm going to tell customer, come pick it up.